unicorns. It's Ellie, the Empress here. And so today we're going to be talking about Quadrillionaire blockchain derivatives goddess. What is all that? What's going on? What even is it? So, a lot of you all know that I make content for those in the spiritual black conscious space for entrepreneurs specifically. So anyone can watch my channel, anyone can watch my videos. I do make content for entrepreneurs specifically. So if you go to my description bio area, you'll see that when I started this channel, it is for entrepreneurs, kingdom financiers, but anyone is able to learn information from my channel. So with me being an entrepreneur myself, growing up as an entrepreneur in my family, so both of my parents running their own businesses, and just growing up in that space of pretty much just doing for yourself and being self-made, that is how I came to be me. That is how I came to develop who I am as an individual, and my purpose here, teaching people about spirituality and business. So a lot of people don't realize that everything goes hand in hand. Everything is spirituality. Every single thing is spirituality. Everything is spirituality. So it's not about, how many crystals you have, how often you use sage, how often you light candles, what type of spells you put on everything. Whenever you speak at all, that's a spell. Whenever you do anything, that is magic. Me dressing up and looking and appearing a certain way is magic. That's glamour magic. If a masculine gets a haircut and puts on a suit, that's glamour magic. Whatever fumes you wear, whether you wear essential oils, you wear perfume, cologne, that's glamour magic. And so I'm just here to help people balance what it is as far as the spirituality and how to allocate funds to go into the right areas that fulfill the grand mission for all. Because we're all here for the ascension. We all exist in this realm in space and time for the ascension into new consciousness. So we are now in the age of Aquarius, which is the age of information. We have the internet. You can access any amount of information at any given time by almost any individual who is able to speak on the topic. So someone can be an absolute expert on something. They have lifelong study. They are experienced in it. They work around people who are experienced in it. You want to learn most from those people rather than people who just have an interest. But even people who simply have an interest in things, they can be a good resource for where you can learn extensive knowledge from. So I'm a mix of both. So, like I said, grew up as an entrepreneur, and I am an entrepreneur myself. And I didn't grow up learning about investing specifically, but I invest myself. And so learning how to invest on my own and learning different things when it comes to having a business and being an investor, I can help even people who have regular jobs to either have their side hustle, transition into having their own business if that's what they would like to do, or just investing alone while keeping a job. So it's like whatever realm of reality you're in. If you're spiritual and you want to put your money in the right places without things being too weird for you in your life, then hey, this is what this channel is for. So, Quadrillionaire. Okay. Ask yourself a question. Ask yourself this. Say this to yourself. Can I become a quadrillionaire? How does that make you feel? What are you sensing when you ask yourself that question? You ask yourself that question. Can I become a quadrillionaire? Now, if you have a mirror or, this is YouTube, so just slide your video up and go to your camera app for a second. Okay? So just slide your screen up, have me in the little corner on your screen. Or just get up and walk to a mirror, unless you're sitting by one or you have a handheld mirror, whatever. Look at yourself. I want you to look at yourself and ask yourself, can I become a quadrillionaire? I'll give you 5 seconds to do that. Okay? So, depending on whatever answer you give yourself, you are correct. So, I'm here to help those who believe that they can be a quadrillionaire. So, what is a quadrillionaire? You take the same measurements of being a millionaire and apply it to the number quadrillion. So, you have thousand, million, billion, trillion, quadrillion. Okay, so depending on whatever industries you would like to either start a business in and or create investments in, that's what's going to take you the furthest. And that's what's going to get you to whatever goal you have the fastest. So we're working on quadrillionaire projects, okay? Quadrillionaire projects. The pillar of society, the basis of all wealth is real estate. So because I teach in that arena, it's easy for me to flow with that topic. However, I'm speaking in all realms of reality when it comes to business and investing. And so, if you are more of a person who has a spiritual business where it's more service based, right? So, you may be a healer of some sort, you may be a nutritionist. Okay, what you would have to do is take your spiritual business. It could be tarot, it could be like, I wouldn't consider having being a prophet a business. That's more of a specific area of calling. You have to be called to give prophecies, but you can do tarot services for people. I still have it as a calling, and I don't just do services like that unless it's for a specific thing, but you get what I mean, the gist of it. A spiritual services business, you would have to learn how to have services available for not too expensive prices. However, you need to learn how to cater to those who are in higher net worth arenas so that you can charge more and provide more of a service to people who affect more people. So, with that being said, if you're providing services for someone who, it's not so much how much money they make, it's about how many people they affect. So if they are not a manager, if they're a team member, if they are an associate in a company, if they are employee number 562, they're only going to affect so many people. So if you are giving services to people who are executives, who are managers, regional managers, CEOs, CFOs, CIOs, CCOs, that arena, okay, or even an entrepreneur who services several different types of clients who are like that, then you're able to not just charge more, but they affect many more people on a regular everyday basis than the person who has a job and they simply work for themselves. They work for a paycheck and they don't affect people. People who are in management positions and higher executive positions are affecting everyone at the company. So you have to see it from that perspective versus just, I'm going to give my services for not that much money so I can have more customers. Okay, you have to realize what type of customer you are reaching with certain prices. Okay, so that is how you increase your value as a spiritual services provider. So let's say you don't have a spiritual business. Okay, you have a regular business in the matrix. So for myself, right, I'm an online educator for real estate investing, and I'm also a real estate investor myself. I know how to wholesale real estate, and I've closed 7 to 10 deals since I started in 2017. So, with that being said, how do you allocate spirituality into your business? You make intuitive decisions rather than 100% logical decisions. So, when you are making logical decisions, it's very easy to go A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4. When you are working by intuition and incorporating your spirituality into situations, then you're able to make decisions that are better, not just for the bottom line, because that's working for money. You're working to better service your customer base and your employees. So you have to realize that you are growing your finances in a spiritual way for, of course, to benefit yourself, to benefit those you are servicing, and to benefit those you are employing. Therefore, affecting the entire collective consciousness, whether that's in your region, if you have a local business, or online, whatever your community is, and that spreads out. However far that spreads out, that's your reach. And we're talking about quadrillionaire. So that's a lot of people. That's a lot of dollars. So that's a lot of people, okay? And so if you are a high level executive or a founder of a company, okay, if you come across someone who's a Reiki healer and they charge $1,000 per session, or you come across a tarot reader and you want them to spiritually analyze your business and give you a reading that can let you know, okay, This is what's happening in the market according to the sector of business you are in, because everybody's in different sectors of business. And so a tarot reader will be able to read your situation specifically. Also, this is what's going on in your family life. So you may not want to make this decision in business. So it may affect the way that you are operating with your family life. Okay. So that work life balance situation, or this is what's happening in your local area, so you may not want to make this particular type of decision. This is more of a situation if you're working internationally. So it's like you come across prices like that, you want to try. Even consultants, right? If you're not talking about specifically a spiritual service provider, a consultant who charges $1,000 an hour. I charge $500 an hour for my wholesaler services and for entrepreneur homeschool parents. So if you come across someone who charges $1,000 an hour, okay, they have taken their time to curate a specific type of consultation for you. So it's worth the investment. Okay, so they may not come from a spiritual perspective. However, they're able to cater to you specifically. So when you are investing your time and energy into things like that for self-development for your business, then you're able to better provide for the range of people you are serving. The people you are serving, your clientele, customer base, and your employees and whatever business partners and associates that you may have along the way, and your network in general, because you want to be that go-to guy, you want to be that go-to girl, okay, goddess or god. And a person will be able to be like, okay, so you may have referrals come in, or someone may want to know something. If you are a content creator, you want people to be able to be like, oh, okay, you said you wanted to know about what? Or I know somebody who could tell you that. Actually, they have a video on it. Boop, 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 boop. They go on their phone, send their friend the link. Now they have all the information that they need to know. Or they have enough information for them to get started, and then they can get more services and information from you, whether they book a consultation call, if you offer that, whether you offer whatever sort of online course, or if you have e-products. So if you may have a PDF file of essays, or you may have an ebook, or you may even have a physical copy book that people can purchase from you so that they can learn more information about your industry. It's really good to get into the education industry as well. So it's like you may run your other company, and that's the bulk of your income. What you want to do is create, I recommend this for all people, whether you are an entrepreneur or not. You can be an executive and still have a website, still have some sort of platform, an email list where you are selling your information. You may be an executive and you've been in that position for 5 to 10 years, and you want to share information for, let's say, college graduates, specifically in the area of business. So it's like you got your business degree, now what? That could be like the whole gimmick. You got your business degree, now what? You can sell a series of PDF file essays, or you could sell an ebook, or you could sell an e-course to people who got their business degree and they would like to know how to be in whatever industry they are in, getting into it, how to increase their network, how to secure a good job in that industry, how to make 6 figures at the very minimum. Because, you know, people who get their degrees, they're not guaranteed to make a certain amount of income, to make a certain salary. So if you're providing information on how you are able to secure a certain type of salary, that's very interesting to a lot of people, because that's something that's missing when it comes to people graduating out of college. People get information in college, and then they're not able to apply it properly because they're not trained to do so. So if you provide a service on how to do that, well, an e-product on how to do that, it's active income in a way, but it's more passive than it is active, because you don't have to necessarily go out of your way all the time to like go to events or go door to door selling things. It's online, so you could wake up making money in your sleep. So you have to think about things from that perspective now that we're in the digital age, because even going to gatherings and networking meetings, a lot of those are done online. It helps when it's international communities and networks. However, due to things that happened in 2020, we're aware of that, a lot of things have gone online anyway. So a lot of people lost clientele, and many people had to, the favorite word of 2020 was pivot. Everybody had to pivot. Everybody had to change how they were doing things. So it was good for myself. I could speak from experience that I was already in the space of having an online community, having an online network, and having an online business where I didn't have to pivot too much in what I was doing. I just had to change my approach in the way that I was communicating with my audience. And that was pretty much all that I had to do personally. And so I can speak from a perspective of having experience with that and being on multiple social media platforms. Now, a lot of y'all know I'm leaving social media in 2025. I will not be on the internet in a social media space in the year 2025 for several different reasons, but primarily because we know what year this is. There is a political competition, and I don't want any parts of it when it comes to the aftermath of it. We saw what happened in 2017. We saw what happened in 2021. I'm not dealing with it. So 2024 is me strictly basing everything on how can I bust out as much valuable content as possible to where I can get my online social media audience to engage with me off of social media because I won't be here. I won't be available for you. So that is my version of pivoting. I highly encourage you guys to do the same. So you'll be able to connect with your audience off of social media, whether that's consultation calls. I have an app and a website with communities on it. I have a forum and different groups on there. Of course, private phone calls outside of consultations, just, chit chatting sometimes. And of course, emails. People can ask questions directly through email. It's going back old school and really getting back into the roots of what this whole online thing is. Social media has changed the game quite a bit, which is good in a lot of ways. We wouldn't be able to do certain things without social media. You wouldn't be able to have access to certain information and education without social media. So it's a great thing. However, you can see that education is not the main priority of social media. So with that being said, a lot of different things can go viral, but at what cost are things going viral if it's more damaging to whatever community it is than it is helpful? Okay? So being a kingdom entrepreneur, a kingdom financier is where we come in and we say, okay, we are the foundation of all things. Really in the world, I was going to say the United States, but really in the world, the small business owner, the entrepreneur, is the backing of everything. If it wasn't for small business owners and entrepreneurs, a lot of big businesses wouldn't be in business, because big businesses need small areas of competition. Big businesses need people who are employees. Big businesses need people who are on the come up, because you have things like, I've been learning about this recently. You have M&A, which is mergers and acquisitions, and you have divestitures, which is involved in that, where companies will sell companies, or they will sell part of a company. So you have different sectors of business that you can involve yourself in. Even if you are not an entrepreneur yourself, you can be an angel investor, you can be a private investor, you can be a public investor on the stock market, like whatever the case may be. You can get involved as a financier in order to contribute to what's going on in other spaces. And so this is how you can be a quadrillionaire. All right? It's just a number. So what are the actions that need to be taken in order to achieve that number as a net worth, as an income? And how can you align yourself spiritually in order to not just receive it, but retain that vibration of being a quadrillionaire and being at peace? The phrase more money, more problems only applies if you're not ready for the money or the problems. So I read a quote. I think this was in Millionaire Success Habits by Dean Graziosi. Greatly recommend that book. I like it a lot. Dean Graziosi is also a motivational speaker, a real estate investor, and he has, he partners with Tony Robbins a lot. And so he said that one of his mentors told him, if you can cut a check for a problem, you no longer have that problem. So us in business, we would greatly love to just be like, you know what, this right here, this right there, let me just get my card and boop, 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 paid for. Let me get my checkbook and just paid for. Let me get some cash out of the ATM, paid for. That's all we want to do as entrepreneurs. There is no stress about things. So I'll be transparent. I had to make a certain business investment. So I make enough in my business to make sure my overhead is taken care of and I can put away finances into my investments. So I took a risk for something great, and it took a good chunk of my finances. And so I had to put those finances into that investment for my business, right? And I ended up not having enough for my business overhead. So when you make sacrifices like that, sometimes it can hurt you a little bit, but it's just about, are you willing to push through in the situation? So with that happening, I had to take some money out of my savings, out of my investments a little bit, in order to keep my overhead afloat. And that's what you have to look at as an entrepreneur. It's not just how much money, how much of a dollar can I make today. It's okay, how much can I put away? So for that rainy day fund, for that passive income that you're not working for those emergencies, you want to always have that available. That is what financial literacy is. So that's what I talk about all the time. Financial literacy is not always how to make money. It's about managing money and making your money compound and work for you. All right. So let me go over some of the notes that I have for 2024. Okay. So one of the things that I would like to focus on, people in our membership are already contributing to this. We're already learning about this. If you join the membership, which is linked in the pinned comment and in the description box, you will have access to information from the Marine Liquidity Fiduciary Flow. That is our private equity firm and research company, okay? So the concept of buy the block, if you get into the real estate investing industry, you'll hear that a lot from Black wholesalers and Black real estate investors. Buy the block, which is essentially buying the hood and making it our own again. Okay. So in those areas, we can have community gardens, and they can be community spots. Is not just the garden and people working the land for food or for herbs or mushrooms, fungi, whatever the case may be. Is deeper than that, making it a hangout spot. So having things like sidewalk library cubbies and different things like that, where you're just getting people more involved with the spot versus just thinking it's just a space to grow food at. And so one of the business ideas that is in Marine Liquidity Fiduciary Flow already is Birch Tree Farm. So if you've watched the shorts here on the channel, and then I believe there's some videos for our members only here, it goes into birch tree tapping. So y'all know about maple syrup. When you tap a maple tree, this gooey liquid comes out and it's maple syrup. So how birch trees work is the same thing, except it's sweet water. So the concept of birch tree farms and then a water producing company, while also incorporating it with the community garden aspect. So it's like, if a community is struggling with water, have a garden of birch trees. So we discuss more things like that in our private community. And we also discuss things like NFTs, but I'll get into that another time even more. But, NFTs are a way for people to get into the blockchain space, trading space, and equity space. NFTs are deeper than just, oh, it's crypto and it's art and it looks cute. No, it's not about cuteness. It's about governance. It's about ownership. It's about equity. Okay, and so some of you may recognize, it just depends on how deeply you follow certain content of mine when it comes to business. So one of my spiritual mentors is Sam Zell. And so it's like, how is he your spiritual mentor? He doesn't talk about spirituality. So if you read the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, he talks about having your council of people. So Sam Zell was part of my council of people at the beginning of 2023, and he ended up passing away in 2023. And I was like, okay, so I found this person, got all this information from him while he was still alive, during his interviews and just looking at different things in his companies and how he did business, because he didn't just run companies. He was an investor. He sold businesses off. And so when he passed away, he became part of my spiritual council. So Sam Zell was Jewish, and he grew up in Chicago. And so with him having the mindset of a Jewish person in the United States, because his family had to leave from where they were originally. So his family were immigrants and they came to the United States for refuge. And so he became a lawyer. Well, he got his degree in law, was a lawyer for like one day, and then he pursued his career in real estate investment because that's what he was doing while he was in school. And so he called himself the grave dancer. So I've adopted the name the cosmic grave dancer when it comes to the concept of REIT investing. So I talk about REITs a lot on my website. So this is what I'm talking about: quadrillionaire blockchain derivatives goddess. I haven't even gotten to the derivatives thing yet. This is part of it. So it's like, okay, quadrillionaire, how do you wrap your head around that concept? You get into the businesses that are essential to life, essential for survival. You monetize it and you assist the community in whatever way possible with that. So Sam Zell was a REIT investor. He developed companies for real estate investment trusts. Now, I don't know if he dealt with real estate ETFs specifically, exchange traded funds, but he definitely did REITs, real estate investment trusts. And so when you look on my page, I believe one of the videos was posted in my shorts. So again, with the birch trees, you could look at my shorts and find the birch trees. And I think recently, yesterday, there was something, oh, that was about the submarine. So this goes into it. Commercial REIT, City Island Project. Islands made from 3D printed recycled materials. Islands are livable. They're considered like a livable cruise ship type of thing. So y'all know them cruise ships that are like having people on board for like 3-5 years straight. It's like, this is a project idea where people can actually live on it and it feel like a cruise ship sort of thing. Our cities and floating islands prioritize building with recycled, upcycled, refurbished, and reused materials. Many of them are tokenized on the blockchain and have private equity funds. Occupations prioritize agriculture, recycling, clean energy, registered investment advisory, financial law, online and digital education, aircraft and water vehicle engineering and consultation, precious metal and stone mining, and all forms of media entertainment, okay? All right, so this idea originated in June on 2023. Great rising.
Good morning.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
That's awesome. You got food in the kitchen, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. And so, getting to the QBDG thing, just a little bit. All right. Quadrillionaire blockchain derivatives goddess. So, like I said, you can replace goddess with guide for yourself if you are a masculine. That is a clothing brand that I am putting out there. So y'all know my brand is BDRE, which stands for Bird Dog Real Estate. So Bird Dog Real Estate has the caricature QBDG, Queen Bird Dog Guru. So I teach people how to get into the real estate investing industry. So added with that, after the whole spiritual thing, increasing your net worth thing, because even when you start investing in real estate, it doesn't mean that you're automatically making 6 figures or have $1 million net worth. So it's getting into the industry. After that, you got BDRE, blockchain derivatives real estate. Okay? And so that's how QBDG came to be born. Quadrillionaire blockchain derivatives goddess. So yeah. Derivatives are the stage above. So like we talked about, REITs, real estate investment trusts. You have property derivatives where it's the mortgages. It is the cost value, of course, like of housing in general. And it's the above umbrella of individual REITs. So if you're talking about the stock market, which is where you find REITs, okay, we're talking about the overall investments that affect the pricing on the stock market itself. So everyone has access to the stock market. Everyone can have access to derivatives. However, most people don't know that derivatives exist. They don't know what they are. And so that's why I wrote an ebook on it called BDRE, Blockchain Derivatives. Yeah, real estate. And so we talk about real estate property derivatives on the blockchain as well. So we have tokenized real estate companies now where people are able to gain equity, accept rental payments, and are able to buy and sell real estate on the blockchain. Okay? So when you take the concepts of innovation and technology, especially with Web3, because like I said, I'm removing myself from social media in 2025 to get back to real life. Because now we have a whole new form of internet. And this is what people aren't realizing about Web3. So getting to that in a minute. Now, incorporating innovative new technology with the concept of being a wealthy person in general, okay? Now you have to be able to put into full concepts what exactly is this? How can I use this? How can this benefit me? How can I pass on generational wealth? Because that's all this is, financial literacy and generational wealth. All right, so back to the blockchain thing a little bit. So you have the concepts of Web3. All right, so what's Web3? So Web 1 was, y'all remember first internet where it was just like typing on a screen and you could see some of the coding still in order for people to develop websites. So it's just words on a screen. It was basically a fancy typewriter that other people could see publicly. Then Web 2, this is what we're using now, where everybody can contribute to content on the internet. You have large servers, you're able to post pictures and videos, we're able to live stream, just amazing things with Web 2. Now we're in Web 3, where it's everything in Web 2 and it's community-based servers. So it's not a worldwide web that everyone can access just at any given moment for any given reason. It is community-based servers. And then they're able to be used in different ways other than just posting stuff onto the internet. So people can have equity in the server. So you have things like governance when you're talking about a token or any sort of blockchain blockchain project. You have people who are able to contribute to what is allowed, what is not allowed, what things are coded for, how, whether it's cryptocurrency or entities, are able to be affected by that particular blockchain project. Okay? So, like I said, with marine liquidity, fiduciary flow, private equity, and research, okay, we are learning about building an island from recycled materials, all right, while having our entire community based on the blockchain. So with that being said, it's just like, how do we do that? So research is being done. I've already shared this with the members. So you'll have access to all this information once you get a membership. And they only start at 99 cents a month, okay? And so our goddesses, ladies, do research. That's a work from home job that's going to be open to goddesses very soon. I'm aiming for the end of this year where everyone will be able to be hired and we'll have that entire concept talked about. So I'll get into that another day. And so I just wanted to get the basis of everything out in this video. So goddesses, ladies will be able to work from home, do research. Our community will have access to that research while they're able to make money from the research. So I have that already planned out. I talked to a few goddesses about it and, you know, people are liking it. So I'm really enjoying the excitement behind everything. And so our gods, our masculines, they're more into the private equity part. So networking is our biggest thing. Getting to know different people, traveling to different countries, and of course, collecting money from people and putting it into our business so that we're generating income, we're generating cash flow, we're generating passive income for everyone, and our masculines are able to have equity in the company. So it's like, you know, a lot of people have heard me say, well, it costs $1,000 to work with me now because y'all know I've worked on several projects before. And with those several projects before, I was doing everything for free, allowing people to work with me for free. Well, when it comes to masculines, no, you have to invest $11,000 so that you could be part of the board. You're part of being a board member in our private equity and research firm. Okay? So it's deeper now than just finding an off-grid property. No, we're building an island. So I'm going to need y'all to invest 11,000. If you don't have the 11,000 today, that's all right. I know you have 99 cents a month, so just go ahead and pay the $12 so you'll have access to the information before certain things do get released. Okay? So that's where we're going with things. This is beyond just, hey guys, we're spiritual. Let's light some sage and dance around the fire. We can do that when we get the island built. Okay? So even if you don't want to necessarily live on a private island, we still are creating several different projects around the Gulf of Mexico. So we have Texas, Arkansas, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, North and South Carolina, okay? Of course, Louisiana and Florida are around there. However, the projects are going to be in the previous states that I mentioned because of the way that the real estate and agricultural, areas are set up in Texas. So, y'all know how that is, okay? And so that's what this is now. This is why it's Quadrillionaire Blockchain Derivatives Goddess and Gods. Okay? What we got here? Spiritual Academy said, peace family. What's good? What's great? What's good? And so yeah, that's what we got going on. It's way deeper than buying a piece of land and growing food on it now at this point. It's 2024, y'all. From this point on, we're in the 8 year. 2 plus 2 plus 4 is 8. It's big abundance season. So I'm going to need y'all to be hyped with me. Are you a quadrillionaire? Do you believe you could be one? You got to believe that in order to rock with me. 11,000 really ain't much. When you get into these investment spaces and you learn about accredited investors and you learn about people who have to hire RIAs and IRAs, those are a thing too. And you have to learn about people who have to hire fiduciary trust lawyers, okay? Setting up a family office. Once you get into a space and arena about learning about those things, 11,000 ain't nothing for you. It's really not. It's really not. So yeah. So if you want to get more into my brain and the way that I think, of course, I have my website and my online communities available for free. But an even deeper way to get into my brain is with my ebook, #New Age Investing. So that's linked in my description area on my page and my profile. So you'll be able to get that. And if you would like to teach your family, your children about generational wealth and how to start a company, how to get into that arena of doing things, I have 2 homeschool kits available. One of them is the #New Age Investing homeschool kit, and the other one is BDRE homeschool kit, where you learn how to get into the real estate investing industry, and that comes with 2 ebooks and an e-course. Okay. Derek Cullum said, greetings, Sovereign Empress, peace, love, prosperity, health, and wealth to you and your family always. May the best come upon you all. Reflection. Much gratitude to you, Derek. You as well. You as well. I love your positive messages. They're always very uplifting and encouraging. All right, you guys. So I will see y'all. This how it's going to be for the rest of 2024, okay? This is Grandeur 2024. This is QBDG season. All right, this is a movement. This is the movement. We're going to have our merch with QBDG on it. People are going to see your merch and be like, what does QBDG stand for? It stands for Quadrillionaire Blockchain Derivatives Goddess or God. What's a quadrillionaire? You'll explain the numbers to them, how it's past a trillion. What's a blockchain? You start talking about Web3. What's a derivative? You start talking about the levels above the stock market. Oh, period. Why you call yourself a god or a goddess? And then that's the spiritual stuff. And you get to tell them, oh, I've been enlightened and I know this information now and I realize who I am. So this is me taking my realm back. Because we already see the other stuff that was happening. So we're in this space now. This is us taking our realm back. Okay? So yeah. That's it. Shalom, Rain Corns. This was Ellie the Empress here. I greatly appreciate you, and I will see you on the next one. Tawada, and that means thank you in Hebrew.